All right. So good day, people. Good day, everybody. Testing the stream. Again. There. Right. So while I'm fixing everything right now, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, guys. I still don't know what to call myself, but I'm using game names, right? But I'm still trying to, get into the groove of something. But I think I'll just start with, oh, Sherb for now sounds nice, or sounds just appealing with anything and any platform. So while I'm figuring this out, it's going to be like super weird because I'm like just like feeling everything, uh, and just like playing everything by ear and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. I would say plug, right? It's like a vlog, but it's like a podcast, so it's a plug. Now I don't know if somebody else has come up with this, but I'm sure if somebody else has come up with this, like complain and all that stuff. Cheers. Not really a problem there, but of course, as we start with our discussion, this is the thing that I really want to do. I just want to talk and I just want to share my thoughts. And there's certain things, or there's certain calls that I've been making with sports or with other games or other trends, and sometimes they do come true. So uh, I feel like I can predict things, but you know, it's just like every other guy who wants to do this kind of stuff. But right now, there's also one thing I like to discuss or share that's been a passion of mine, which is sports. Before anything, I think also having a stream, or a live stream, or a podcast, or plug, or anyway, just casting like this just gives me more, just makes me feel spontaneous, more risky, or something. But anything, I just think that it's just way better for me. I have an excuse to say, oh, I wasn't able to edit the videos, but I'll get there. It's something that I really want to do. Is I feel like it's really, I feel like, no, but I really feel like it's a passion of mine. Just talking, I was blabbering. Sounds weird, but I did buy some stuff. I bought a mic. I bought things that I could set up, and I'm actually pretty ready for actually having interviews or stuff like that. But it's just me. I just gotta start slow. And the problem here is, if I don't start anywhere, and I don't just dive right in, or at least get my feet wet, right? It's it's never going to happen. You just have to do it. And I'm just fortunate enough to have some equipment that I could afford. But if I were the same state right now, even if I did not have any equipment or anything or any stuff that would help me or make me feel like it's time to have a chit chat, or plug whatever your way through, I don't think it's going to happen. So it's just something that I really think that needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, nothing is going to happen. Now, I would appreciate all your comments and all your uh, the things that you're going to say about this and how I could improve on this. I really need them, but right now I'm still figuring out what I really want to do. So, apologies in advance if content is weird. But let's just, it's obviously going to be low budget for now. So, this is how it's going to go. topic, or the topic, where was that? Yeah, plug episode number 1. It's about NBA. It's about the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. It's just KD versus Greek Freak. That's just basically it. That's it. There's nothing else there. Earlier, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? Sad. That's sad. How sad? Sad. Sad. That looks really weird. I'm just gonna erase that right now. Change it to pencil. Sag. See, I'm having so much fun right now, but it's Sag, right? I don't want to use that term. I just, it's just like flavor of the week for me. But anyway, so back here. Come on, man. No, well, supposedly no James Harden, right? But there was Uncle Jeff who's been there since Game 4. But newly inserted James Harden, no Kyrie. You expect KD to dominate for them to win, which he did, and they won. But tale of two halves right here, folks. Look at this. Look at the breakdown of the scores, man. What the hell? So Milwaukee Bucks, they were balling. They were like going all out. First quarter, you had a 14-point lead, and they had like a 16-point lead. If my math is right? Yeah. So they were really leading a lot by the half. And they got clobbered on the second half, where you win games. Of course, you win games by playing the entire 48 minutes, right? Everybody's going to say that. Dame has been saying that. Dame Lillard has been saying that. All great players have been saying that. All great coaches. Everybody. Every analyst says that, okay? And there's always this debate that you'll be hearing about Giannis and about KD and all that stuff. The thing about KD with everybody else is what they're saying is simple. KD took the easy way out. He took the road always traveled to get to a championship and to win. That's why they say, or Stephen A. or other popular sports analysts who say that there's an asterisk, or people put an asterisk in KD's championship. I'm not for that. I'm more of a Colin Cowherd guy. I'm more of like mobility's fine. I mean, whatever you want to do, you do. He won a championship. That's it. Now, he could have done it in another way, but this seems like another way. Because with the Nets, KD is the main man. It's not Steph. It's not Clay. It's not with the Warriors before. Brooklyn Nets now is KD. He knows it. So what happens? He just blasts them. Now, he played the entire game and had a triple-double with 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. Man, that is just ridiculous. You know what's more? Giannis scored 34 points, same as last game. He had 12 rebounds and 4 assists. 42 minutes. But it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. KD, on the other hand, of 49 points, was enough. Now, okay. I'm going to put in some stats here. So we'll, since it's, okay, so we can like put it there. Yep. Here are the guys that played for the Nets this game. Right? So there. You'll see Uncle Jeff had 27 points. Well, you know, he's not going to have the same amount of points. To the next. Pardon the noise while I get something. But Uncle Jeff is not going to get 27 points next game, obviously. But he's always been a great offensive player. There's without doubt. And if you're gonna see the interview also about with the inside guys with TNT like Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck. Jeff Green says Shaq had his. I think it was Chuck who asked this question, or I think it was Shaq. I don't recall. But there was this guy who was just guarding him, and were you surprised that Brook Lopez kept on guarding you, blah blah blah. And Jeff Green says, I don't care. It's simple as that, and that's true. Why should he care? That's the Bucks' fault for not adjusting. No, that's the worst thing. The Bucks did not adjust with that. Jeff Green was doing Jeff Green things, which is like torching you with the offensive side. But there you go. 27 points. Without that 27 points, Nets will lose. KD score like 50, 60, but they're still gonna lose. But Uncle Jeff doing Uncle Jeff things. And what? Now here's the key player to me, aside from James Harden, we'll get to him later, is Blake Griffin having 17 points. He did his part. He may not be the Blake Griffin of the past, or the high-flying Blake Griffin that we know, but he has done his part. 3 rebounds, 17 points. And I'm just looking here at a stat sheet. And this is the thing. You already know what's up. We're just looking at this stat sheet. We'll get to that later. So here it is, right? And we're looking at Blake Griffin. 70 points is also crucial. Just played 29 minutes, so it is really great, right? You know they're going to win. I thought before this game is that, and also commentators were saying Blake has to have a good game. I did not know that Uncle Jeff was going to play. So sorry when I'm really, oh by the way, you know, I'm just doing this plug, and I always get rude interruptions. You know, I'm a gamer dad, and I have a family, lots of family obligations, lots of work obligations, and I just try to squeeze in a lot of the time. So there will be most of the time it'll be like I'll be on a roll, and I'll be like discussing so many things, and all of a sudden like gone. I gotta go. Like right now, I'll have to go in a couple of minutes. So just to keep it quick, as test plug, also test plug. Oh, well anyway. Blake Griffin scored 70 points. Now, it's more important here is like James Harden. James Harden did what Draymond Green does for the Warriors. Does not fill up the stat sheet, but he played 46 minutes. Had 6 rebounds, which is very important, because rebound is very important in this game, most especially that they don't really defend as well as Bucks do. And had 8 assists. It's also important because 8 assists could be translated into at least 16 points. Made no free throws there. And only had 5 points. But the 5 points doesn't really matter, man. James Harden is their point guard. He's the one facilitating all their plays. That threat is just there. You know he's just gonna shoot. Of course his hamstring is still busted, or still recovering from the hamstring injury that he had. But the threat is there. Guy can shoot. The guy can't like do his dribble, avoid you, and get to his spot as he normally could. But those 5 points are still important. Look at that, a score, 114, 108. That's a 6-point lead. No, I'm mistaken. 6-point lead. Minus 5 points. That's a 1-point lead. Minus some points from Jeff Green, they lose. Minus points from Blake Griffin, they lose. So everybody contributed in such a good way, and key contributors at that. That's why they won the game. KD just simply said, "Yeah, you know what? I'ma carry this team. All I need for all y'all to do is just help me out." They did. Most crucial time. I'm gonna put on Bucks here. Giannis doing Giannis things. But hey, look, you really can't ask anything more from these guys. Not that I don't even know why Giannis' brother is around. I mean, anyway. Now, bench probably didn't score as well as they could, but they didn't really use a lot of guys either. I mean, compared to the bench of the Nets, they did do pretty well. Because it's a starting 5. Yep, they had a 4-man rotation on the bench. And for this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 4-person rotation also on the bench. Pat Connaughton, yep. Okay, he's doing well. 10 points. You know, Drew Holiday did his part. Okay, and now you have Chris Middleton. You could say did his part. You know what the glaring part about here is PJ Tucker. Because look, Brook Lopez did his part. PJ Tucker, you need points from PJ Tucker, man. You're not gonna win a game without PJ Tucker scoring. You have to like put some points in there, man. Bryn Forbes did his part with 5 points, but nothing else in the stat sheet. PJ Tucker had only 4 rebounds and 0 points. Now, okay, you could say like, oh, but he did so many things. Yeah, he did, but he also needs to put pressure on the offensive side. He just can't keep on defending KD. KD's defending. KD has done everything in that game. PJ Tucker only had 4 rebounds, 0 points. He should have at least had 2. At least had 4. If you're going to ask me, he should have at least 6 points, just to cancel something else out from the Nets. Giannis, the other hand, should have scored more. You could say he should have dominated the game far, or should have equaled or should have like matched KD's dominance of the game. This is why he's not the Greek freak in this series. He's the Greek weak. Everybody knows he's going to do that, put up those points. But he has to do more, and he has to do more than this. And this is a statement game 5. This is where you like impale the Nets. And what happened was the Nets impaled you, the Bucks. KD wasn't expected to get 49, but he got his 49. Giannis should have gotten at least 40. He got him 40. They win. Because NBA basketball is about momentum. It's about everything. You know, it depends on who scores. It depends on who people feeds off from. The Nets fed off from KD. He played the entire game. He dominated from all facets of the game. Everybody fed off of that because everybody was like, "Oh, it's all KD. KD needs our help. We gotta score." Bucks, just Giannis just doing Giannis things. Like Uncle Jeff just does Uncle Jeff things. That's it. Everybody expects Giannis to have this stat line. Everybody. It's not new. Everybody's taking this into account. He has to do something beyond that to win a game in this matchup and to win the series. He's a great player. He does everything well except shoot. And while there are lots of criticisms or why the hell does he keep on shooting the 3, I'm all for that. He has to open up the threat. He has to learn somewhere. Might as well learn in game. But still though, you can't just barrel through. The thing here is, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have some more comments down the road. I think that they just have a better game plan. They started KD at the 5, man. KD shouldn't have gotten what he's gotten. They should have just said, let's all switch Giannis and go KD, and every time Giannis is the ball, always have KD switch to Giannis, and Giannis should always pound the ball in the paint and on the block, and always just dunks on him and gets a foul. I mean, I know you're going to hide KD, but you just gotta dominate, man. I don't know. This is weird. The Bucks, honestly, the Nets had no business winning that game. James Harden is still out of game shape. Uncle Jeff Green still out of game shape, supposedly. Blake Griffin just like Blake Griffin. This was it. This was a time that they should have just destroyed the Nets, sent a message, but no. Now they're down 2-3 in the series. They got plowed by the Nets second half, which is like the worst part, man. It wasn't even close. The Nets just worked them, you know. So bottom line there, that can't happen. And that's why the Greek freak is not a freak, he's the Greek weak when it comes to playoffs. He's been exposed in the playoffs all the time. He has to develop his mid-range game or outside shooting just for enough threat for him to like drive by everybody, because he can drive by anyone. I mean, Giannis is the only person I can watch who's 7 feet and looks much more athletic and powerful as KD. He just doesn't have KD's touch, shooting ability, but the ball handling is there, passing vision is there, everything. But he is just violent when he goes downhill, and I don't know why it's just the same every time. And I know that their offense has evolved, and Drew Holiday is really a great addition. But man, if Steve Nash is winning against a matchup with Bud, Coach Bud, you know there's something there. It's not the roster. If you're gonna look at the roster, I think the roster is fine. I think Chris Middleton, I know everybody's been saying he's like a 3, he's not a number 2 guy, but honestly, he can be a 2. Giannis can do everything. Spurs won a championship with no legit 2 in 2014. Like I said, they have no legit 1 in 2014. Like Tony Parker was their 1 because Tim Duncan was like a tail end of his career. Mon was like following him fast. But Patty Mills was just dominant. Like Danny Green was just dominant in the 3. And these guys are just like these guys. You just need to keep them open. They're just going to pop a 3 and they're just going to go in. It's just like what Orlando did in 2010, I think. So 2010, yeah. 2010 or 2010 with Dwight Howard. Pound the ball, get doubled, kick it out, pop a 3, swish. Bang! Right? But no. Brook Lopez now knows how to shoot a 3. Could very well be really like, winning games. There's really no excuse for the Bucks to lose this game, in my opinion. And that's just it. And we're going to go back to this illustration, which is like Sag. I like this. I think you like this too. This is like sketch my life and all that stuff. But that's a big Sag for the Bucks. Yep. Sag. They should be angry. They should be pissed off. They lost that game. Now, it's home court of Brooklyn. I get it, but nah, you gotta win road games. You're not gonna win a championship. You're not gonna win a road game. They have to like dominate this. They have to like win, because I doubt the Bucks is going to win in Game 6 if Harden will still play and he did not aggravate his hamstring in Game 5. Because Harden surely is not gonna score 5 points only, right? And then you don't know about Kyrie's status, but I have to look into that. But he could be back in Game 7. So Nets with KD, the Bucks will expect KD to be like tired in Game 6? I highly doubt that. They're on a high, and I'm sure everybody's gonna emphasize it, including KD's like, Game 6 is ours, guys. We have to kill them in Game 6. Dead. Don't give them hope. Just because we're comfortable at home, we're going to lose in Pfizer Forum. Nah, 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 nah. Because even if the Bucks win Game 6, they're not gonna win Game 7 for sure. If Giannis doesn't score 40 next game, if Giannis, take my word, this is my hot take. If Giannis doesn't score 40 next game, and they still have the performances they got, the Nets, Bucks are gonna lose. Giannis needs to score 40 and above. Too much to ask? Probably, you can say that. But that is what it takes for you to get a game and smash your opponent. Same thing with Game 7. If Giannis doesn't get 80 points at the very least in Games 6 and 7, or if you combine them, doesn't get 80 points, I don't think the Bucks are going to win. Now, with KD, you're not going to expect him to score 49, but you can expect him to score 30 or 27, and you can expect Harden to have like at least 15. I think Uncle Jeff is going to score like at least 10. And you have Blake still scoring, and then you have other people still contributing. But it's all about defense now. The Bucks plays good defense, but they still could not win. There were matchup horrors in Game 5, but they did not address that. That's why Uncle Jeff had 27 points. It's game's all about adjustments, man. And Steve Nash is doing one hell of a job keeping their morale up there. But it's also easy for Steve Nash. KD, Kyrie, Harden, the Beard, Blake, Jeff Green, these important key pieces to the Nets team have all had injury riddled seasons, and they're all offensive minded players, and they know how to pace themselves. Bucks, on the other hand, I don't think so. And they played the big three of the Nets have not really played a lot of games together. They've learned how to play with just one or two, and they still win. Key stat is that when James Harden is the only person there who's playing with the big three, they still win games. So, of course, they're not going to win against the Bucks in Game 5 if KD doesn't play, because no. But if James Harden 100%, only person there, they can still win. They just know how to do it, man. And Steve Nash is like the master of facilitating things. That's it. So, that's the bottom line. I think Nets will close it out with the Bucks. Game 6. That's just what I think. Now, of course, Nets lost two Wisconsin games, but there's no excuse for the Bucks to lose Game 5. Now, maybe we'll see the mettle of the Bucks, because when game 3 they said that Giannis needs to show what he's made of, and did prove it. Maybe there's enough in the tank for Game 6, but KD now is like the snake has awoken. Scored 49 points, had a triple double. I think he's just going to be the same guy in Game 6. If he's not the same guy in Game 6, James Harden will be the better guy in Game 6. So that's it, guys. And I don't think, because you also know that we also feel like the Bucks doesn't have that extra gear as the Brooklyn Nets does. I think this series also has shown that the Brooklyn Nets were really primed to win a championship, simply because they still have that extra gear that they have to push the games and to push themselves to victory. I don't know about the Utah Jazz also compared to the Clippers. That's why a lot of analysts choose the Clippers to win against the Utah Jazz. The Clippers have Kawhi and PG. No matter how pandemic P is, he can still be playoff P. And Kawhi is always an X factor right in that game. And they're really good defensively as well. They just rallied to beat Dallas, and they dominated when they won. So same thing also, but with the Bucks, when you see the Bucks and when you observe them play, they're a great team. Yeah, they become number 1, but in the playoffs, you just need that extra gear. And usually, even teams like Phoenix Suns, if you have an extra gear for the playoffs, you can observe and you can feel it from a team that they have the potential to just dominate and win. Bucks, in my opinion, or with what I'm observing, Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Honestly, don't know. And just to see or prove a point, right? Let's see, where's it? Ah, okay. What the hell? Okay, let's make it messy like real paper, right? So just erase. It's like if you have levels, right? If you have like levels, a win meter is like the nets are here, and then like the bucks are somewhere here. It's so weird. It's like I'm drawing like random crap. It's like winning potential, right? There you go. Bucks nets. Okay, top off here and then Bucks top off here. There, Bucks nets. See? Lots of great teams or who win the championship, they have this. For reals. I have that. So there. So that's just my quick take on the playoff game that happened earlier. Maybe I'll have some other comments for tomorrow with a game tomorrow. But I'll start first with this. I do have a game up, but I just wanted to focus on this discussion. It's going to be a quick discussion. So, guys, I'd just like to thank you in advance, in advance, for any comments or suggestions you may have. I would say like and subscribe, but you know, I just so appreciate that you listening to me, listening to this take, man, and that's all I really want. But anyway, so this is a thing that I have seen, and you know, we'll never know where we at. But I'm excited for Game 6, just so I could like plug again and say that yeah, I was right, or yeah, I was wrong. But it's still a discussion to be had. I don't mind being wrong with these things. This is what makes it fun and what makes it exciting. Now also, maybe next time I'll be also playing a game while I'm also discussing sports, but it will not be as detailed with the sketch pad. So detailed. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you soon. I hope to have more time to just do some plugs, do some random stuff. But this channel is going to be about sports, going to be about games. I hope to play more games as well with you guys and see how this goes. Of course, I can only charm you with my sexy voice. It's not okay. I was just joking, guys. I was just kidding. So anyway, Sherb here, and thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next vlog. And I'll be trying to research also on good video editing software. I also like to do those things, study those things. I want to see some gaming fails that I may have, or some failed takes that I may have, and I could like break them down, and we'll see where we got it wrong, we'll see where we got it right, whatever we're going to do. My take and my only purpose here really is that everybody has IRL stuff going on. Everybody does something, and how to make it more relevant, you put your content out there, share to people. Someone might appreciate your content, so that's where we're at. And if you're just going to like sulk in an area, not share your content with the world, I think that's like the worst part you can do. But anyway, that's wisdom talk. This is a topic for another plug. So cheers, guys, and see y'all soon. Bye bye.